Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, you guys, we are back with another story time. Story time. Actually, I haven't done one in a while. So you feel me? I feel like I just gotta come over here and tell y'all a little story about what happened to me when I got hit by a bat. Oh, I got hit by a bat. All right, you guys. So it was my senior year, second semester. So yeah, my senior year. No, maybe first semester. I think it was second. Honestly, I don't remember. Who gives a fuck? Your first, but it was my senior year. So it was a regular day, regular schmegular, you know what I mean? And I was one of those kids. I was always like loud as fuck. I was always in the hallway. Like my excuse was to blow my nose and shit like that. And so I'm chilling. I'm in the hallway, and I see a kid walk into the office. My school, it was like it was a big high school, but it was like individually had its own school inside of it. So I went to a different. So it was like the school. The schools were pretty small. Like each school had its own principal. Each school had its own advisory teachers, counselors and stuff like that. So each floor was like a different school, and I happened to be in the third floor. So I'm in the third floor. I'm chilling. I'm in the hallway, and then I see a kid walk into the office, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he look like an op. You know what I mean? He look like an enemy. So whatever, I'm in the hallway, and then it's like during class time, right? So the hallways are empty, and then I walked to the office, and right when I walked in, the secretary, Miss Maria, shout out her, man. She put up with a lot of my shit for about 3.5 years, almost 4 years. You know what I mean? She was just dealing with my shit the whole time. So, anyways, she decided to right when I walked in, she went to the back, and then I turned around, and this certain person, this certain individual, was chilling right there. And I was like, hey, fool, where you from, fool? Like, you right? Like, and if you don't know what you right means, like, oh, what crew you from? And he's like, I'm from Woo Woo. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm from Woo Woo. What's up? And he's like, what's up? I'm like, fool, hit the bathroom, hit the bathroom. It's my senior year. I don't want to go back to juvenile hall. I don't want to get violated by my probation officer. You know, I'm like, hit the bathroom, fool, hit the cup real quick. Hit the bathroom, my boy. He's like, he started making a little scene. We get down right here, we get down right here, we get down right here. I'm gonna hit the bathroom, fool. So whatever. He wasn't trying to hit the bathroom. So he gets up and I just sock that fool. Boom. We're in the office. The office is small. Like I said, it's a big high school, but each floor is an individual school. So we make it outside to the office. We're going live. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm not bragging or nothing, but I was winning the fight, you feel me? And shit, that boy watching this, he could vouch for this. I was whooping his ass. But we're getting down. Boom, 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 boom. I drop him. Boom. His homie, which also I know him too, but he's more of his homie. And if you know how LA works, like, even though you don't beef it with this certain homie, like, those are still his homies, and it just, he's still gonna back him up, but we don't beef it, so we don't get into it. But I beef with his homie, so while we're getting down, he's telling fool like, get up, fool, and I'm just boom, boom. While we're getting down, certain schools you can't see through the door, maybe just through a little thing, but in the school I went to, the doors are kind of open, like there's a glass around the doors, and you could see the whole classroom. You could just kind of pass by and sneak in type shit. Like I said, it's a small school. So I'm beating him up. Boom, boom, boom. We start squabbling. Pow, pow, pow. I whoop his ass. Mr. Cano, bitch ass, fucking little weenie ass Mr. Cano. He starts screaming, fight, fight, fight. And I'm whooping this fool's ass. And my English teacher comes out, Mr. Boswick, which he could vouch for. He could vouch for as well. I actually interviewed him before. He could vouch for it. And then I think we talked about this story too. But he comes out like he knew me, so he's like, Danny, stop, Danny, stop. The kid, the fool I was getting down with, he was actually enrolling. It was his first day at the school. He was enrolling into the school, so that's why he was waiting in the office, maybe waiting for his classes that he needed to get, and like for the counselor to talk to him and stuff like that. So he didn't even go to class before he already had a fight. I just took off on him. Boom, we start getting down, whatever. And then Ms. Mesa comes out, my principal. Mr. Gentry comes out, my assistant principal, both real good people, you feel me? I thank them a lot because they put up with a lot of my shit. And they're like, Danny, like I said, this kid's new. So they're like, Danny, stop. And right when that's happening, Mr. Boswick gets in the middle and this fool's bleeding. He did bust my lip with a little swim banger. He busted my lip a little bit. And then he's like, he's like, fuck you, fool, watch. So I was like, shut up, bitch. I spit at him. He's like, fuck you, you fucking. And then whatever, we're talking shit back and forth. And then one of them, I slapped the fuck out of him. Boom. I smacked that fool so fucking hard, dog. Major's here? Yeah. I smacked that fool so fucking hard. And he's like, watch, fool, I'm gonna come back after school, fool, watch. And I'm like, yeah, shut up, fool, fuck you. Ooh. I'm like talking shit, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? I'm whatever. Everybody's already like, and then we get separated, whatever. It was like around fifth period. I go to sixth period, which I have PE. And then like around sixth period, I get a phone call from my PO officer, like, man, I'm fucking tired of you. I'm tired of you, Daniel. Like, I'm gonna violate you. Why are you getting in fights? Your principal already called me. Everybody already called me. Whoop. And I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, at this point, my adrenaline rush is going crazy. I'm tripping. I don't give a fuck. Whatever the situation is, right? And so whatever, that happens. After school comes, you know, everybody getting out of school. Me, Andy, and the homie Sovic, the homegirl Anna, Allison, and Steph, we're all in the basketball courts in the blacktops. And if you guys don't know, I went to MC, and people that go to MC, you know. But we're at the blacktops chilling, and I get a phone call, and the homie's like, hey, fool, there's like 6, 7 fools waiting for you right here in the corner asking for you. So I'm like, what? And this is like my regular homie. He's like a regular kid. He had nothing to do with like tagging, you know, the street shit. He's like, there's like 6, 7 fools waiting for you right here in the corner. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, fuck it though. And I tell Andy and Sovic, I'm like, what's up? Hey, fool, you fools got me or what? And Andy and Sovic were like, hell yeah. Sovic was from a different crew. He's not from my crew. Andy's not from nowhere. And keep in mind, this individual that I got down with, he's from a crew where I know one of his boys. Like, I know one of his boys. He used to be the homie, but we beefing now, you know? Just, you know, tagging shit, street shit. So whatever, I'm like, fucking fool, you got me? They're like, hell yeah, we got you. So I give my backpack, I give my fucking, and the homie Andy had his backpack, and he had like a basketball, like a fucking a duffel bag, and he gave it to her. So the homegirl Steph has like 30 backpacks on her, right? So we're walking, me, Andy, and Sovic are walking in the front, and there's a couple fools that I know that are around still, waiting because they heard that I got down, and they heard that they were gonna come after school and shit like that. So there's a couple fools waiting around and shit like that. And the first fool I see is a fool that I know. And then, and you keep in mind, me and Andy are pretty big. Andy's pretty big. Andy's like 6 foot. Sovic's kind of like 5'7", 5'6", and everybody else was kind of like either my height or a little shorter. I'm pretty big for like a Latino. I'm like, at the moment I was skinnier, so I was like 5'10". Right now I'm like 5'9", but whatever. Certain individual I know that I used to be cool with, but now we beef it. He's the first fool I see, so I'm like, what's up, fool? I'm thinking he's gonna be like, hey, dude, no, woo, woo. But he was like, nah, you feel me? I was like, what's up, fool? And I said it, and I was like, what's up, woo, woo? And the first thing he did was crack me with the Dodger bat. Boom, the little Dodger bat, he pulled it out his waistband and cracked me. Boom, and once he did that, I just grabbed him from the shirt and I just started spamming on him, boom, boom. But he's still cracking me. We're outnumbered. It's me, Andy, and Sovic, and the homegirls. Obviously, they're not getting in. They kind of stayed back a little bit, but she was holding all our bags and our phone and shit. And then a couple other fools that know us, that were cool with us, they actually got in too. So we ended up winning the whole shit. In reality, like the homie Andy had like 2 little young fools on him, like maybe like 9, 10 graders. We were seniors at the moment. And the fool I'm getting down with is my age, so and he's cracking me with the bat, boom, boom. Like he cracked me like 3 or 4 times, boom, boom, boom. And we're getting down. I'm grabbing this fool by the shirt. I'm cracking him, boom, boom. I was able to get a hold of the bat and throw it kind of like down the hill. My school was kind of like in the hill. Whatever, we start squabbling, boom, boom, boom. I kind of push him down. I run back, and I start socking fools, boom, boom. The fool I got down with earlier, the fool I got down with earlier, fucking, he's that fool like squaring up with the homie with some fool that used to be my homie that got influenced, and I just socked that fool. Boom, he dropped. We start popping that fool. The homie Andy actually was getting hot by like two fools, and the homegirl Allison, she was low-key bigger at the moment. She pushed one of them fools out the way, like, get off my man. They were dating at the moment. She pushed the little skinny ass out the way. Boom! That fool fell. And just a big ass rumble in the corner of the school. Everybody's watching though. We're like fresh out of school. We get out of school like 2:55. This shit was like at 3:05. So everybody was still sticking around. And some fool was actually about to dolphin the homie Andy from the back. And I'm not gonna insert the video because it shows too many faces. I still have the video, like people, people recording this shit. But so you can see some fool about to dolphin the homie, and I just dolphin that fool from the back, like with all my strength, like boom, and I hit him right in the chin, and he just goes straight down. And there's just like a big ass rumble. We're all squabbling. Shout out my team. We ended up winning. You feel me? Fucking dweeb ass fools. We ended up beating them fools up. You feel me? But yeah, it was a big ass rumble, but it was like, it was young, it was kid shit. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? I did get cracked though. That certain individual did crack me like 5-6 times. No cap. Boom, boom, boom. And then the rumble was going on. Even like one of the homegirls, well, she's not the homegirl no more, but her man was actually got in as well. Like, and he's not even, like I said, like 2-3 of the homies that got in right there, they weren't even like, they had nothing to do with the street shit or the tagging shit. They just got in because we're cool as fuck with them. So, the rumble ended up being pretty even. But in the rumble, the homie Andy always had like Nike saddles on too, so he slipped. The homie Sovic, we all ran, like, let's say we're getting down in a hill like this. We all ran this way, like me and all the rest of the homies. And the homie Sovic actually still got jumped for like an extra like 6-7 seconds because he ran like with the opposition and shit, and they still hopped him for like a little bit. Yeah, man, it was crazy. And I remember we like all ran our individual ways. The cops came, and it was like a rumble of like 10 to 12 people, almost 15, you could say, with everything going on with the people just around that happened to get stuck in the middle of the rumble. So the cops couldn't arrest everybody, so they just like, they just made like the sound, and everybody just scattered, boom, 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 boom. And in the video, you could see when I knocked that fool out, when we pick up the homie back, Andy, you could see the homie Sovic getting jumped a little bit. You could see like Allison running with all our bags, and the number one rule the other homies tell me was like, if the anything's ever going on, just grab a girl and grab her hand. So the first thing I did was grab the homegirl Anna's hand, like if we were dating, and we just started walking and shit. Andy, obviously at the moment he was dating Allison, so he grabbed Allison's hand. And the homie Soviet grabbed the homegirl Anna's hand, and whatever, we just all maneuvered, boom, boom, boom. We all just walked away. It was obviously there was too many people, so the cops couldn't arrest nobody individually, but it was just like everybody went their own way. And then I remember we made it back to Sovik's car, and the first thing we did was go Jack in the Box. But when I got in the car, my head just started fucking pounding, dog. Like, my head was like pounding like crazy. And I remember the homie's like, "Fool, you have like 5-6 bumps." And I checked my head, and I had one right here, one right here, one right here. Like, I had a gang of just little fucking Dodger bat bumps in my fucking head, and I'm like, what the fuck? And the number one rule they tell you, even like if you play sports or any sports, especially football, like if you get a concussion or if you get hit in the head real hard or if you fall on your head, don't go to sleep. Make sure you drink a lot of water. You don't want to go to sleep and not wake up. That shit does happen, you guys. And this particular thing, I got cracked by a bat. So me and the homies busted an all-nighter and shit like that. But yeah, man, shout out Andy and Sovic that day. We solidified our friendship, very good friendship, you know what I mean? We were real good homies before that, but that one just kind of put the stamp on there, like, bro, like, these fools had my back, and they didn't have to, This beef had nothing to do with them. It had to do with me and other homies, but it was a dope-ass rumble. It's always a good story to tell and shit like that. If you want to hear about more shit like this, more stories like this, let me know. Press the link. Make sure you guys subscribe to everything, like everything. Go watch the previous video.